Hello everybody and welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play series. And yes, we are doing another live episode, or live stream. Today's Friday, June 4th. 4 more days until the cave update part 1 officially releases. And yeah, I figured, well, I meant to have another episode recorded, but I decided to hold off on that because there is quite a bit of work that needs to be done first. And I mean, like, quite a bit of work that needs to be done first. Like, we're not ready for this update whatsoever on this save. So, for that, yeah, I don't need that right now. That, I say let's get started with a good shearing of the sheep, because the sheep need sheared. But no, not. But yeah, by the way, expecting a call from Warlord sometime soonish, so we will have a co-commentator for this one. Kind of reminiscent of my one exploring. No. Kind of reminiscent of my single-player survival series way back in 1.12 on the Confined to Minecraft topic channel. There is a playlist for that now on this channel. I recommend checking that out if you like my content. That is kind of the first series I started putting more time into, and edits and fancy stuff like that. Come on, man. We've been through this before. You know what happens if you fall into cow pit. It must be done. Okay. Now that the guy is out of our cow pit, it might be a good idea to go ahead and breed him a bit. Just so we can get started on getting it full up. Although I think we're fine on food. Be fine on food for a little bit. We got quite a bit of it. Yeah. One of my inspirations is we've not got a lot of coal. This is pretty much the rest of our coal is in there. And yeah, pretty soon when you mine iron ore, you won't actually get the block back, you'll get raw ore. And then from there, if we have the actual ore block, we can fortune a bunch when the update comes out. But we might not exactly have fortune by then, so it's always good to be a little ahead. And that's what I'm going to try to do today, is be a little bit ahead. That way we can have quite a bit of iron saved up so we can fortune it when the time arises to do that. So, yeah. Let's get some more sticks going first and foremost. Craft another stack of torches. And we're probably good for at least a little bit. I do wish I had fortune because we do need coal, but I'm not too terribly bothered by the lack of right now. So, yeah. You know, we've been down there. I'm not sure if that's the one that actually goes someplace or not. Let me take this other headphone off so I can hear the game through the TV. I think we've explored that bit of it. I think we did that day one, actually. I don't know, it's been there's been a bit of time between now and episode 1, like a month. And I don't generally go back and rewatch the older episodes unless there's a detail I mentioned that I forgot. and might need a little refresher on my plans. So yeah. Ooh. So here we are again. Once again, another live stream. Last live stream, I think we set up the villager breeder, which will help us in the future. I must admit that will be something very nice to have in the near future, but it's not exactly bearing fruit right yet. Mostly because I don't have the supplies I need to actually start the villager trading. So that's something to maybe work on in the very near future. That'll probably be what the next episode's about, is getting all of that set up, built, and out of the way. But yeah. And also, I have more than one motive for wanting to do this actually before the cave update. And that is, I would like to find a mob spawner, if possible, as fast as I can. That way I can get a XP grinder set up and get started on that route. Which I've not had very much luck in my Java edition world that I play in just for fun. I had very much luck with that. I did what I guess would be called a hard reset, where I just moved somewhere else in my world. I actually took note of my XP I had before I did this, and I actually edited out my XP in the game file. I actually took note of how much I had so I could add it back later, and moved to a different area, put all my stuff in a ender chest, then broke it with a stone pick and tossed the obsidian. So I recommend doing that if you have a long-term world and get the urge to create a new one. Don't create a new world, just go someplace else in your actual long-term world and start over. Kind of roleplay like you've started a new world, I guess. Oh, crap. If you do what I did, by that I mean putting your stuff in an ender chest and then storing it, instead of going all the way to netherite again, because you could lose interest in it after a while like I do if you start a new world often. Kinda can make the game stale. At least in my experience. But what I recommend doing is putting all your important gear, like your netherite armor and netherite tools, and if you have shulker boxes at that point, which you probably should if you got netherite. There's no reason you shouldn't have been to the dragon already. But yeah, I recommend putting all that important stuff in a shulker box, then putting that in an ender chest once you get to your location. Fill up on food, make sure you're full up, and then put all that in the ender chest, just break it. That way, and yeah, I've confused myself. I took an electric shock earlier working on my truck, and so I'm a little bit not quite right yet, I guess would be the word. Still a little dazed. But what I did when I did that is I set myself a goal. And my goal was small, fairly modest. And that was, I would hard reset. Go to a different area, start over from scratch. But once I got the ability to craft an ender chest, instead of going through and working up to netherite again, I set myself the goal of just getting an ender chest, and then once I did that, I could have my old netherite stuff back. I believe I actually got that idea from Wells Knight, from Kingdoms Season 2. That's what he did, I think. But I've actually had a lot of fun doing that. working toward that goal, knowing the reward. So if your survival world that you're playing in's gotten just the tiniest bit boring, maybe try doing that. It's might make it interesting again. And also, I tend to take frequent breaks from playing the game. Like, it'll stretch weeks and months where I don't play at all. Ooh. Which, maybe it's because I've just been in the community so long. Not really in, I guess, but I've just been playing for so long. It's been... I started in 2012, late 2012, when I first got my first copy of the game on Xbox 360. And I played really constantly, actually, up until I wanna say 1.10. When 1.10 came out, I kind of took a year break from it and doing anything for YouTube for it. Like, I'd play with friends, but I wouldn't play too terribly much. Actually, that might have been when 1.8 came out, was when I took my break, but I just decided I needed to step away for a bit. It was getting boring. Nothing was fun. It was stale. And then, yeah. After that, I came back for 1.12 after getting a little inspiration from Wells Night in the Kingdom series. What I took more from it was the editing style rather than the building style. Don't get me wrong, I did get it inspired by the building, but that's when I started editing. My editing quality, I stepped my game up. Like, when I started doing montages, jump cuts, stuff I didn't do before. Because I'd never really seen it up until that point. So, well, with Minecraft anyways. But I digress. Basically, if you do what I said about hard resetting every once in a while, giving yourself a goal, maybe a different goal each time, it'll keep you from getting to that kind of point with vanilla. Basically, what had happened with me is I was a huge part of the modded side of things. I had kind of gotten bored with vanilla basically as soon as I learned how to mod. Huh. Wait, are we under the village? No way. No way. We're probably not, and I'm just thinking I am. But that'd be crazy if I were. Oh. This place. Yeah, I remember. This is when I gave my tips and tricks on how I do cave exploration. It's pretty neat. By the way, I have to admit, I do, if I want to go back in that cave system and navigate it, I do use those tips and tricks, but if I'm doing what I'm doing right now and just mining mindlessly, I don't bother, because I'm not really thinking about it. It's one of those things you have to be aware of to actually do. And most of the time, if I'm doing what I'm doing right now and just mindlessly mining, I'll mine up somewhere and mark that with a big cobblestone pillar. That'll be that, basically. So. Yipperoo. So yeah, basically I'm going to give the same advice with coal that I did last Let's Play on Java. Just take all of it early game. That's one of the mistakes I made, was I wasn't being diligent, and yeah, basically now I don't have any coal to speak of. So take all the coal you can. Oh, I recognize this area, so I'm just going to go up here and place another block and hopefully take care of that problem, maybe? No, it's one of those weird, funky water spots that only Bedrock has. Not sure if that's a bug or intended design. I really would like to know if anyone has the answer to that. If anyone's watching this in the future, or currently, chat, let me know if that's bug or intended, because I really have no idea. I think it's a bug, personally. But it could be a parity thing that Java doesn't have that Bedrock does. Parity difference, I guess, is what it would be. Wait. Nah. There's nothing under there. Okay, so that's that Explorer, that's that way Explorer. Just... I missed coal. I'm glad I came back through here. Super glad. This pickaxe is about bit the dust. Let's do... a lot of junk in my inventory too. Hey, a lot of junk. But anywho, yeah. Like I said, early game, always make sure you collect all the coal as much as you possibly can, because it'll pay off later on. If you have Silk Touch, which I did not bring my Silk Touch pickaxe with me, you can Silk Touch it and fortune it later. I figured I'd just mine it because I kind of need it fairly soonish, instead of taking the Silk Touch and wasting durability on that. So it's kind of a blunder on my end, I guess. But, I'll make not very wise decisions sometimes. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, I was right. It was almost done. How much iron do we got? We got a stack and 34. Which isn't a bad place to be. I'm not concerned about that. I do want gunpowder. Probably shouldn't get rid of gravel, but screw it. I've already done it. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. It's one of the reasons I thought about not doing this stream. Dying on camera is one thing. Dying live is not great. Not fun. Dying at all sucks. I think I proved that point last series. Oh, the death chest. So many death chests. It's one of the things us that play Bedrock often don't have the luxury of is, I don't know if I'm even audible. That's one of the things us that people that play Bedrock, me included, most of us play it for vanilla, I guess, because it's technically one of the purest vanilla forms of the game you can get. But you actually legacy consoles that, because you can't really mod it. But I'm not honestly not really sure if there are death chests on this. I know that the game is technically moddable, and that technically the functionality could be potentially better than any mods you could ever have on Java. depending on how fluent the coder is in whatever language they're using to code. I'm assuming since this is C, it would be, you'd have to code your mod in C, but I don't know. I don't know the specifics of that. But with the modding API that's built into the game naturally on this, it could possibly, theoretically, it should be better than Java with mods, but I'm not really sure. So as a result of that, I'm not really sure if there is a possibility or if there is currently a death chest mod. It's kind of niche. I wouldn't really use it anyway because I value my ability to snag achievements and all, but yeah. There should be one. Phew. That was a mouthful. Okay, where's this at? Wait a second. Wait a second, I was just here. Loop. Big old loop. Okay, so any ways I did not go? Doesn't look like it. I should have brought more food. Yeah, actually, whilst it's in my mind, I'm gonna go grab more food. I meant to do that before we left. Ooh. Come here, iron. Yes, word of advice, always be cautious around places like that, drop downs. Creepers have a tendency to fall on your head. At least they used to. I'm pretty sure they still will. I think zombies are the only thing that if it's too big of a drop, they won't drop. And skeletons, but pretty sure creepers still will. Okay, so how do we get out of here again? Okay, so that's the ravine I marked. I remember doing that. When I was doing some off-camera work, I found a ravine over that way and I marked it. Whew. Okay, so house is right here. Okay, so now that I've got my landmarks, that should be fairly easy to find again, hopefully. By the way, my advice for having a sheep pen is don't keep breeding the sheep unless you're going to do separate colors in different pens, then go ahead. But for my purposes, I'm fine with just AFKing for a bit, coming out to shear them and breed the cows occasionally around the same time. That works pretty alright for me. Okay, so whilst I'm here, I'm gonna... Ooh. Okay, I just gotta check really fast. How many diamonds do I have? I think we went over this last time. I don't think I have any at all. But just in case, I'm gonna check because I've got 30 XP and I would like a Fortune 3 diamond pickaxe. I'd like to do this before something happens and I don't have enough diamonds. Great. Ooh. Ooh. I need to go branch mining. I am out of stone. My stone is all used up. That ain't great. Well, let's just hope I don't die then. Okay. Also, yeah, goal for next episode is to move the cows into an actual fenced pen instead of the pen in the ground. There's too much potential for something to go wrong with them in just in a hole in the ground. Also, you get things that wander into them, like the wandering trader tends to do, and the just other random animals that take up an entity cramming spot. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna move that at some point. Might actually do it on this stream, just to get it out of the way and so I don't forget. That's a drop. Wait a second, I went the wrong way. Yeah, you come down and go around. Okay. I'm confused. I've confused myself. You go up, then go down. Very, very clear and marked path. Not at all. Okay. So this is also part of that other dark area. Where is that cave even from at, actually? I'll have to actually go back and watch episode 2, I think it is, where we explored that. So believe it or not, I don't actually remember. So yeah, go up, then go down here, and throw... That's the call I'm waiting for. Oh, Jesus Christ, that scared me. Hello.
Hello. Are you still streaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just started.
So I'm in the middle of the stream. James Draven was wanting to know if well, James was wanting to know if you want to play 7 days with us. He's
yeah, I'm down.
yeah, it's gonna actually be me and Draven because James is doing some grinding on the new Call of Duty, but
Yeah, you scared me.
well, you told me to call you.
I did, and I was expecting it, and it's kind of like, oh, he's filling out an application, that could take quite a bit, and then, boom, call. It's like, oh, my heart. If the electricity didn't get me earlier, that sure did.
Yeah. You might want to get some exercise, actually, with even a little bit of electricity. If it happens to run straight through your heart, dude, that'll fuck you up.
It didn't get close to my heart, thank God. But where it traveled up my right arm and went down through my ribs and out my stomach, which was making contact with the front of the truck.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
So I got some muscles in my back that are not currently happy.
I bet.
Yeah, so where did my shovel go? I lost it. Yeah.
You just showing off what's all new in the new update?
No, it's not out yet. I'm getting ready for it. I decided since you're gonna have to have Silk Touch to basically get the iron ore block, I'm gonna go out and get a bunch of iron ore currently. That way, when the update comes out, I can just fortune it and get raw ore.
Alright, so then what are you streaming for?
Oh, I figured the people might want to see the cave update stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cave update prep is a good idea for what they should do.
Right.
Unless you're just going to start a new world when it comes out, which I would not recommend doing that for this one.
Why is that?
It's not gonna. It's part 1, so there's not going to be any generations changes or anything like that. And 2, it's just not really worth doing that. I'd recommend sticking to the world from last update until part 2 is done. Then if you're going to create a new world, prime time, you get all the new generation, stuff like that.
Right.
But, yeah, I'm just preparing for it. My plan for this world when I first started it was for this to be a long-term world.
Right.
Oof. So, are you in chat?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I finally got 7 days to boot up on James' computer, so.
Yeah, it probably takes a minute.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at getting a new processor for mine sometime. I just need to go out. I just need to go out and get a new computer sometime. Hang on. Can you keep commentary going for a minute? I've got to go see what Mom wants. I'm back.
Commentary going when I'm just on the phone, but yeah, he's still in the middle of streaming. I'm just on the phone with him, streaming stuff because he's getting his world set up for when the first part of the next update drops. Because there's not going to be any new world gen, so he's setting up a world that he's going to transfer over to the first half of the next update. And then when the second part drops, it's going to be technically speaking 1.7.2, I think, is what that's going to be technically. It's going to be he can start an entirely new world with the proper new world gen.
All right, I'm back. I heard Mom yell, and I thought maybe Grandma fell.
Everything good?
Yep. Dodged a bullet there. She went to bed. Oh, shit.
Alright, well, let me get off of here. I'll monitor the chat until you're done.
Alright, well, I planned to only go for an hour, but I might cut it. I'll probably cut it off at 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But
well, it's your stream. You do what you want. You want to do a 6-hour stream? Be my guest.
oh no,
What?
that's a bit much.
What? No, I said if he wants to do a 6-hour stream, he can. Relax.
I'm not gonna do that anytime soon.
I mean, then again, there's the YouTube channel Girls Play, who they will alternate their members in order to do a 24-hour stream. So.
I'm the only one that runs this channel.
No, but you have a guest. You have a guest almost every time you do a stream. So.
A good point. But I've actually done a fair few solo streams too.
True.
What time is 9?
How long have you been streaming now?
34 minutes.
You got like 10 more minutes if you want to cut it off at 40.
Yeah. I think I've done enough. There's always tomorrow too. I mean, Cave Update Part 1 only comes out on the 8th, so I've got a few days. And it's the weekend, which is technically my days off from YouTube. or
Yeah.
free slots. I call them wild cards because that means I can do whatever I want on those days.
Right.
Most of the time I don't upload, but if I feel like it, I'll do something. But I got it partially figured out. I've actually been thinking about rebooting my old Herobrine series that I did.
Didn't that take mods?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I did it in 1.7 because that's the last update the classic Herobrine mod was in. Someone updated it to 1.8.9, I think.
Any new features on it?
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really played with it. I think I tried it once and it didn't work at all. And I'm kind of surprised no one has ever tried to recreate that mod now, because it has a legacy, especially on YouTube.
Right.
More for, well,
The memes.
yeah. I think, I hate to say it, but I really think the only person that did a Let's Play on that, I don't know how to put it. I think the person who got the most notorious Let's Play from that, I guess would be the word, would be Dowsey. Because I haven't seen... I've actually looked for other people that did Let's Plays on it. I mean, sure, there's mod reviews, but no one's actually Let's Played it. And there's one now that's Legend of Herobrine, I think. Which you did a lot of studying on Herobrine, correct?
Yeah.
That would be more of a mod. I just like the classic mod myself, but that'd be more of a mod for you to check out, the Legend of Herobrine, because a lot of the lore
is there.
A lot of the actual stuff he did is actually in that mod. Wait, didn't I put that in the new Dungeon Quest series?
I think you did.
Just to I might have.
Speaking of which, go through and finish working on that mod pack. I know there were some changes you wanted to make to that.
Yeah, I wanted to remove a few of the World Gen mods that were just over the fucking top. Oh.
Right.
Oh.
There's not really much we can do about Nevermind, because that one's always just been one for the ages. If you get what I mean.
I have to say, out of all the mods in that pack, that is one I never thought would be updated to the current update.
No kidding. Well, I'm gonna get off of here. I am in a world standing in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Alright, so you want me to set up a server?
Go ahead and end your stream. Draven already has a server set up if you want to just join that.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream before we give the password on stream.
We don't need if you have any viewers watching, we don't need a bunch of them being like, oh shit, yeah, check it out.
Nah. Nah. I'm okay with people joining when it's expected. Unexpected is not okay.
Alright. It's not really Draven's server, but it's a server that's pretty dead most of the time, so.
Oh, is it public?
Yeah, it's public.
Ugh.
So, my coordinates are currently
Yep. Well, I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Peace out, peeps.